Ever wondered what $1.4 million would get you in Monaco or Singapore? Now, what would the same $1.4 million get you in Dubai? Intriguing, right? I am Marina, and Dubai has been my home for more than 19 years. And for the past 5 years, I've been working in real estate, right inside one of the fastest evolving property markets in the world. In this video, we're comparing Dubai's most anticipated waterfront transformation, Dubai Maritime City, with the world's elite seafronts to see what makes them iconic and why Dubai might be just one opportunity you may want to grab right now. What do Monaco's Port Hercule and the Keppel Bay in Singapore have in common? They weren't always the glamorous billion-dollar playground we know today. They began as a ports, gritty, industrial, functional, and over the time, with vision, precision, and intention, these working coastlines became the most valuable real estate on earth. Today, another name is joining that list, not by accident, but by design. Because if you missed Monaco in 1980s and missed Singapore in the 2000s, you may want to pay attention now. Today, Monaco is a name that sells itself. But it wasn't always like this. Port Hercule began like so many others. It existed to serve, but not to impress. But somewhere between vision and audacity, Monaco made a choice to stop being a service port and start becoming a symbol. Investment began in the early 20th century. Seawalls were reinforced, berths deepened, infrastructure upgraded. Today, Port Hercule is one of the most expensive waterfront on earth. Apartments with marina views go around 54,000 euros per square meter. And on the ultra-exclusive Avenue Princess Grace, you're talking about 73,000 euros per square meter. But here is the thing. That level of pricing, that kind of prestige, it didn't happen by accident. It happened because the right people got in early. And now the world sees Monaco as untouchable. But if you were there in 1970s, you would have just seen brains, concrete, and potential. With only 2.1 square kilometer of land, Monaco didn't have the luxury of space. So it created the luxury of exclusivity. But Monaco wasn't the only city to flip its waterfront script. Around the world, countries reimagined and revalued their coastlines. Some took a different approach. Where Monaco relied on legacy, others built entirely new identity, from the ground up. Our next stop is Singapore. Unlike Monaco, Singapore didn't inherit the prestige. It had to build. Back in the days, Keppel Bay was nothing what it is today. It was a working coastline, a place of shipyards, steel and salt water. Functional, industrial, necessary, but certainly not beautiful. But Singapore's leadership saw something most cities missed, that even the gritty maritime dock is an opportunity. Through massive reclamation and a complete shift of its port operations, they didn't just clean up the coastline, they reimagined it. Entire new districts were conceived, planned and executed with discipline, and Keppel Bay became one of the most ambitious transformations on that map. They didn't just build towers, they built a marina, a new shoreline and a waterfront lifestyle. They added architecture, infrastructure, design and intention. The outcome was a crafted waterfront community, modern, curated and unmistakably premium. Today, Keppel Bay real estate trades around $25,000 to $33,000 per square meter. This is not a random appreciation. This is what happens when a country treats its waterfront like a national treasure and not like a leftover land. Unlike Monaco, Singapore wasn't selling legacy, it was selling performance. Singapore is precise, stable, made with discipline few cities can match. But even the best systems have issues. For global investors, it's taxes, it's the stamp duties, the layer of ownership rules. A city that welcomes you, but only so far. So what happens when you find the waterfront, but the terms are built for someone else? Singapore got planning right, but try buying property there as a foreigner and suddenly it's a maze. Taxes, stamp duties, restrictions is not exactly a warm welcome. But what if there was a city, Monaco, Scarcity, and Singapore master planning, but none of their limits? No capital gain tax, no restrictions on who can own. What if it's not a dream, but a coastline already under construction? And that coastline already has a name: Dubai Maritime City. Dubai Maritime City is no longer just an industrial peninsula. It's being rebuilt to an elite, fully livable waterfront community. Strategic reclamation and government-driven infrastructure upgrades, including 5.3 billion dirhams Shindaga Corridor and Mina Road, are transforming the coastline into a modern luxury district with residential neighborhoods, walkable boulevards, private beach, and the world-class lifestyle amenities. What was once a maritime zone is now emerging as one of Dubai's most exclusive coastal destinations. Dubai Maritime City isn't just a master plan, it's something bigger. At the center of this transformation is Beyond, a new luxury brand from Omniyat, built to redefine what premium living means in Dubai. They are not just building towers here, they are branding the entire peninsula a new name for a new standard. Dubai Maritime City is located along the prestigious Jumeirah coastline, right between Pearl Jumeirah and Rashid Yahsen Marina. And the location is almost unbelievable when you look at it on the map. It's just 15 minutes away from downtown, 10 minutes from major schools and hospitals, 20 minutes from Dubai International Airport. Over 65% of Dubai populations live in this part of the city. Nearly 70% of the businesses operate from nearby. This isn't just another cluster of luxury towers, this is an entire coastline lifestyle being built from the ground up. You will have everything here, not just homes, but experiences. A boutique mall, high-end brands, a second location of Twiggy Beach Club, lush promenades, cycling tracks, Central Park and commercial district. One thing a lot of people miss when they look at the Waterfront project like this is access. How easy it is to reach and how well it is connected to the rest of Dubai. In the case of Dubai Maritime City, major connectivity upgrades already in motion. A future metro line is planned to serve the surrounding area, and upcoming waterfront taxi stations and flying taxi helipads will strengthen mobility even further. In short, Dubai Maritime City will be connected by road, metro, water and air, making it one of the most accessible waterfront community in Dubai. That means easy access to Dubai downtown, the airport and Dubai International Financial Center, leading global financial hub located in the heart of Dubai. For end users, that's convenience. For investors, that's rental value. Analysts are projecting that the area could double in value by 2030, with short-term rentals delivering up to 10% net ROI. This is one of the last true seafront investment zones in Dubai. No freehold coastline in this scale exists this close to downtown anymore. Dubai Maritime City isn't a copy of Monaco or reinvention of Singapore. It's a waterfront being shaped for a luxurious tomorrow. It's freehold, it's a tax-free, it's globally open, and it's being built by developers who know how to set a new standard. We are not waiting for the decade to see what happens. It's already happening. Towers are selling out, land is scarce, and the window to enter is now. In the next part of this video, we will get into the numbers, not just the price per square foot, but what that numbers really means after taxes, stamp duties, transaction fees, and rental returns. Same budget, two cities, let's see what you really get. At the beginning of this video, I took you on a journey across the world's most luxurious waterfronts, Monaco and Singapore. Walk through their stories, and we realized that behind every iconic skyline there is always a cost. And just as we were about to lose hope, we ask, what if there was a city with Monaco's scarcity and Singapore's planning, but none of their limits? No capital gain tax, no ownership restrictions, no overstretched market. We did get an answer to that question: Dubai Maritime City. Now, we will go into detail and see why Dubai Maritime City might just be one of the best options to invest in. This part isn't about concepts, it's about numbers. So what does 1.4 million USD get you in two of the most sought after waterfront destinations in the world? We will be taking that 1.4 million USD as our benchmark, roughly 1.8 million Singaporean dollars or 5 million dirhams. and putting it through the global waterfront test. First stop, Keppel Bay in Singapore, a clean, safe, highly desirable waterfront district set within one of the world's strongest real estate market. A city where everything works, everything delivers, everything performs. But the real question is, does it still welcome investors? Now, let's say you're an international investor looking to buy into Keppel Bay, one of the city's most famous waterfront. The question that we'll be answering today is, what does $1.4 million actually get you in Keppel Bay? And the answer, almost nothing. Not because the market isn't thriving, but because the bar for entry is way too high. A one-bedroom apartment in Keppel Bay, around 700 square feet, semi-furnished and with reasonable view, will cost you close to 1.8 million Singapore dollars. And that's before you even add the taxes. But before we even get to taxes, let's talk about something even more fundamental: ownership. Because in Singapore, especially in waterfront communities like Keppel Bay, the rules are different. Nearly all residential properties in this area sit on 99-year leasehold land. That means you don't actually own the land forever. The title expires after 99 years, and the land itself is owned by the government. That means if you go to Keppel Bay with a total of $1.4 million, there are high chances you won't be able to find any property that will fit your budget, and you won't be able to freehold it. You will need to increase your budget by at least 35 to 40% just to qualify for one-bedroom unit. And once you do, what awaits you isn't just a set of keys to your dream apartment, but a long list of costs. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: Singapore's property taxes for foreigners. If you're a foreigner investor, this is where the things get heavy. Buyer's stamp duty, BSD, is Singapore's tier tax on the purchase price or market value, whichever is higher. And it's taxed quickly. 1% for the first 180,000, 2% on the next 180, 3% on the next 640,000, 4% on the next 500,000, 5% on the next 1.5 million, and 6% on anything beyond that. Let's say your Keppel Bay unit is 1.8 million Singapore dollars. BSD alone will be around 59,600, roughly 161,000 dirhams. And that's just the start. Then comes additional buyer's stamp duty, ABSD. Since 2023, foreigners must pay 60% ABSD on any residential property purchased in Singapore. So if you buy $1.8 million apartment, 60% ABSD, coming to 1,080,000 Singaporean dollars. That's nearly 2.9 million dirhams in tax on top of the property price. Let's that sink in. A 60% tax just for not holding a Singapore passport. That's nearly the entire amount you had to begin with. You will effectively be paying 3 times base the price. And that's still not all. Next comes annual property taxes. If you plan to rent the unit, you're also liable for 12 to 30% annual property tax on the rental value. Next is seller's stamp duty, SSD. Planning to sell within 4 years? You will pay a resale tax between 4 to 12% depending on how soon you sell. And it doesn't just stop here. You then have legal fees, mortgage duty, 9% GST on commercial properties, cash-only down payments, and late penalties up to 4 times unpaid duties. So let's add it all up. You're eyeing a 1 million Singaporean dollar home in one of the most prestigious waterfront in Asia. But what does that look like once all the numbers are in? So your rough total as a foreigner buyer would be: purchase price 1.8 million, BSD 59,600, ABSD 1,080,000 Singapore dollars. The total upfront 2,940,000 Singapore dollars or 7,940,000 dirhams. And when we ask, is Singapore still welcoming investors? The answer isn't simple. It welcomes stability, it welcomes discipline, but for the average global investor, it puts up walls. Looking at this, we come back to the same question. Is there another waterfront where your $1.4 million doesn't just open the door, but lets you walk into luxury, tax-free, unrestricted, and with growth potential? And we get the same answer again and again. Yes, Dubai is calling. It's not just calling you to another tower, It's calling you to a waterfront city that begins built with its entire ecosystem in mind. So now let's talk about Dubai Maritime City. Same number, 1.4 million US dollars, approximately 5 million dirhams. However, in Dubai, you won't be fighting for entry. You are walking into value. In Singapore, a one-bedroom apartment in Keppel Bay would cost you around 5 million dirhams for just 700 square feet. That's the base price, before stamp duties, ABSDs, and ongoing taxes. But in Dubai, there are no stamp duty surprises and no foreigner ownership barriers. Just a straightforward door, wide open, leading you into one of the Dubai's most exciting waterfront destinations. With 1.5 million US dollars here, you will not be squeezing into one bedroom. Instead, you can get a two-bedroom residence spread across 1,400 square feet. This is double the bedrooms and double the space. And if we look at the final price of one bedroom in Singapore after stamp duties, ABSD, and ongoing taxes applied, the total climbs up to 7,940,000 dirhams. For that the same amount in Dubai Maritime City, you can own a three-bedroom apartment spanning over 2,000 square feet with full panoramic sea views and luxury finishes. Shocking, isn't it? At that same mark, you're not choosing based on what you can afford, you're choosing based on what lifestyle you want. Want a sea view facing two-bedroom with premium finishes? Check. Spacious three-bedroom with panoramic sea view and designer interiors? Check. And you know what's the best part? Unlike Singapore, where you're paying millions for 99 years lease, here in Dubai you actually own the property. Full freehold, full title, forever. No taxes on purchase, no taxes on resale, and no ABSD style penalties just for being international. And on top of all this, when you buy into Dubai Maritime City, you're not just buying an apartment, you're buying into an entire urban lifestyle ecosystem which is being master planned from the scratch. You must be wondering, what do I mean by this? What I mean is that with an investment of 1.4 million USD, you will have access to a private beachfront not miles away but right downstairs, a walkable promenade filled with cafes, boutiques and waterfront lounges, exclusive access to fine dining and entertainment, direct metro connectivity already under planning, so you're connected to the entire city, a central park with a cycling trails and wellness zone, and even a second branch of Twiggy Beach Club, bringing Ibiza-style energy to your background. So while other cities will show you what you can own, DMC shows you how you can live. You're not compromising here. You're stepping in early into a district that's said to be Dubai's next landmark. And that's why this moment matters, because 1.4 million USD in the right place doesn't just give you property, it gives you positioning, it gives you access, and it gives you a seat at the table right before it's full. Now I know what you're thinking. All of this sounds promising, but how do we trust it? Who's behind all this? Who's building this vision? And more importantly, can they actually deliver? Because in the city where every developer claims to be luxury and every brochure looks like a dream, the real question is, who has already built a legacy worth believing in? That's where the story gets even more interesting, because Dubai Maritime City's transformation is not being done by some random developer. It's being done by a developer who has shaped the skyline before, and it's now shaping the next one. Let's talk about Omniad and the powerhouse they've built to turn this vision into reality. Beyond. Omniad, founded in 2005, isn't just another developer in Dubai skyline. They are the brand behind some of the most iconic ultra-luxury buildings in the region. You've seen their work everywhere, even if you didn't know the name. The Opus in Business Bay, designed by the late Zaha Hadid, that's Omniad. One Palm Jumeirah, the most expensive penthouse sale in Dubai's history, Omniad again. The Lana Residences, managed by Dorchester Collection, that's too Omniad again. Omniad doesn't just build towers, they craft legacies. Every project is a limited edition, and with that philosophy, they have acquired over 11 million square feet of gross floor area in Dubai Maritime City. But they didn't stop here. To realize this vision at scale, not just high-end but wide, they launched Beyond. Beyond is Omniad's new venture into luxury at scale. Not just one tower, but entire waterfront district. In just 1 year, they launched several projects like Orise, Saria, Sensia, Mural, their most premium tower yet. Talia, their first building at Forest District, Soliver, 31 above Dubai Maritime City's first freehold commercial tower, and the latest addition to Forest District, Canyon. And this isn't just a random series of launches, it's a master planned ecosystem, thoughtfully layered with homes, sandy lagoons, private beach, offices, retail and hospitality, all directly into Dubai coastline. Out of the 11 million square feet, 8 million square feet are being developed under Beyond name, which brings us to the next point. Let's talk about scarcity and why this matters. Dubai has just 72 kilometers of coastline. Not all of this freehold, not all of this buildable, and not all of this available. And most of it, from Palm Jumeirah to Blue Waters to Dubai Harbor, it's already developed, sold, or trading in a secondary market, which makes Dubai Maritime City one of the last true freehold waterfronts left in the city. It's your last chance to buy in, not at the peak, but instead at the beginning. And what we've learned from every other waterfront community in Dubai is this: buy at the start and you don't just end up getting a home, you ride a wave of appreciation that few markets in the world can match. Palm Jumeirah was launched at 2,000 dirhams per square foot and is now trading at 7 to 10,000 dirhams. Blue Water started around 2,000 and is now above 6,000 dirhams. Dubai Harbor followed the same path. Initial price 2,000 dirhams per square feet and today over 5 to 6,000 dirhams. And Dubai Maritime City is currently at the range of just 3,400 to 4,000 dirhams per square foot, depending on the launch. Dubai Maritime City isn't maybe someday vision. This is already under development, with new launches happening almost every month. And that leads us to the next best thing about this project: the payment plan that changed the game. Beyond 50-50 payment plan flips the investment logic upside down. You pay 50% during construction and then pay the remaining 50% on handover, which means if you are an investor, you can sell before the handover, profit from capital appreciation, and never pay the second half. If you are an end user, you can get a mortgage on the final 50% once it's ready. If you are insured, you've got 7 months between final construction payments and handover to decide. This flexibility means your $1.4 million today could be worth far more by the time your unit is ready. So with your $1.4 million or even less, you're buying into a waterfront lifestyle before it becomes unaffordable. You're buying into one of the last undeveloped coastlines in Dubai. You're buying from a developer with a track record of record-breaking projects. And you're not buying one apartment, rather you're buying into a district curated, designed and built from the ground up. Dubai Maritime City isn't reaction to demand, it's a response to vision. And Beyond, backed by Omniyacht, is leading that response with confidence, scale and style. Next, let's look at the ROI and capital appreciation potential and why this is one of the smartest bets in the waterfront real estate today. Now let's talk numbers. Whether you're planning to rent it in short term to tourists and high net travelers, lease it to long term to working professionals, or resell before handover under Beyond's investor friendly payment plan, you're holding an asset that's built to perform. For short term rentals, seafront units command premium nightly rates. You can see that in Dubai Marina or GBR. But at Dubai Maritime City, you will not only be offering a premium area, but it will be a less crowded, cleaner and quieter location that will definitely give you an edge. Now, if you're planning for long-term leases, then Dubai's working elite, executives from Dubai International Financial Center, Business Bay and Downtown, to be your primary audience. They want centrality, convenience and minimal traffic. And Dubai Maritime City delivers exactly that, being just 10 to 15 minutes from the city's business core with a future metro connection underway. On top of that, Dubai Maritime City is developing its own high-end commercial district with the Grade 8 office towers, creating an additional tenant pool of professionals working directly inside the district who prefer to live next to their offices. If you're planning for capital appreciation, then here is the good news. Off-loan properties in Dubai routinely appreciate 20 to 35% between launch and handover, and Dubai Maritime City is already performing at the top of that range. Just a year ago, one-bedroom unit in Beyond were averaging around 2 million dirhams, Today in the newest tower, they have reached 2.6 to 2.7 million dirhams. That's approximately 30 to 35% growth just in 1 year within the same master development. And with limited beachfront supply and the evolution of Dubai Maritime City into high-end residential and commercial hub, price appreciation is positioned to accelerate even further. So your 1.4 million today, it's not just buying a unit, it's catching a wave. Most people talk about ROI, return on investment, but what intelligent investor looks for is ROE, return on equity. Because when you're only putting down 50% of the property value and prices climb during construction, your equity grows faster than your capital. Here is an example. You buy a unit for 5 million dirhams. You only pay 2.5 million during construction. Let's say by handover, the property is worth 6 million dirhams. You now decide to sell before handover and make 1 million profit, having only deployed 2.5 million. That's nearly 40% return on equity without ever taking a mortgage or waiting for years. This is the power of Dubai's off-plan model, especially when it's waterfront, plus early entry, plus payment flexibility. So when people ask me why Dubai Maritime City, I always tell them this. Here you're not just investing in property, you're investing in scarcity, timing, flexibility, and the strict design to scale. ROI, that's number. ROE, that's momentum. And in Dubai Maritime City, you're getting both. So here we are. We started this section with one question. What does $1.4 million really buy you in the world of waterfront real estate? In Singapore, well, it doesn't buy you anything. Instead, you will need to increase your budget and face endless sea of taxes. But in Dubai, especially in Dubai Maritime City, it buys you far more than just square meters. It buys you entry into a rising district just before it peaks. It buys you momentum. This is city with plan, with leadership, and with scale. And for once, you're not coming in at the end. You're getting in at the start. You're stepping into one of the last true waterfront freehold communities in Dubai. Right now, $1.4 million give you a seat at the table. 6 months from now, that seat might be taken. The entry price may have shifted, and the next buyer will wonder, why didn't I act when the opportunity was staring me in the face? At this exact moment in Dubai's real estate story, Dubai Maritime City is the only place where 3 of the most important aspects of property buying come together. The view is real, the numbers are real, the return is real. And when you're connecting everything, global comparison, ownership models, taxes, planning, scarcity, payment flexibility, the conclusion becomes impossible to ignore. The only thing left is the decision. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Opportunities don't wait. Market don't pause. If you want to act while the door is open, call me. If you want to explore your strongest options, DM me. I'm Marina. Follow me for more Dubai insights and see you in Dubai soon.